Welcome back, it's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with my very first layout for the Erica Rose Creates design team. I am using this cut file here. This is from March. That is in her shop. You can get it either pre-cut or you can just get like the SVG for it. And so I decided I would use this cut file for documenting Disney. I thought it was a great cut file to get multiple pictures on one page. So I did go ahead and cut 3 photos smaller. So I got 2 on a 4x6 piece of photo paper. So that kind of gives you an idea of the size of them. And I am going to back them kind of top left and bottom. And on this one, I used my glue, and I think it's coming to the end of my tacky glue, and it was just more liquidy than normal. So I actually decide to then go to tape, and I tape the rest of it on there. To even out the layout, because I do have the photos top, left, and bottom, I decided to add a shaker pocket on the right-hand side. So not a photo, but another element that I felt like kind of helped even out that cut file. So I am using a piece of acetate first and cutting it into the shape of that heart, trimming off the excess there. And then what I'm going to end up doing is adding very thin foam tape, which I got off Amazon, and I'll have a link down below for that as well. When you make a shaker pocket, you want to make sure that the foam tape goes all the way around the edges. You don't want any spaces because you don't want whatever, sequins or shaker bits in there to be able to escape. So here's that foam tape. So like I said, I'm just going to go all the way around. And then I'm going to add, I used it on one other Disney layout. I got some Mickey shaped shaker bits from the Scrapbooking Expo last year, I believe from Tall Mouse. And the photos that I chose, I chose the photos based on the colors of the Mickeys, I guess, because the colors of Incredibles are the exact same colors of the Mickey. So it just worked out so perfectly. I did end up cutting the cut file, you can see, in black, which is something I don't always do, but I felt like, again, it was part of the color scheme of the whole layout, and it just had such a good contrast on the white background page that I'm going to use, and I love the way that it looks being cut out in the black. So I am now looking for a piece of paper to back the shaker pocket. Because, the shaker is a little bit busy, I decided just to go with a plain black background here. And I feel like it really just helps those shaker bits pop. So I did just cut it into a square, and then when I tape it all down, I am going to trim the excess of that heart off, but I don't think I make you guys watch that. So once I get that all done, it kind of, I feel like, evens out the layout a little bit better. I decided to do a plain paper in the middle as well because I wanted to add a title somewhere, and I felt like that middle was such a large space that it would be the perfect, I guess, spot and size for a title. So with this one, I went back to the glue, and you can see it's just messy. So I do have a second bottle I need to open because I think that one's on its last leg. But I am going to trim, obviously, the excess off of that middle part. And then I went through the 6x6 papers and kind of looked for different patterns and patterns that kind of incorporated all of the colors of the Incredibles. So I have the yellow stripe, you know, the reds in the middle, and then I have that polka dot. And then there was that really cute banner paper, and I thought it looked really cute in the ticket on the bottom right. And then I did end up rearranging that yellow stripe paper. I brought that down to the bottom left. I wanted to separate kind of the white background papers, and so I did that kind of at the top left, bottom right, and then the other patterns kind of the other way. I am going to end up using that red polka dot paper as like a border around it, but I wanted a kind of a separating piece in between the white and then that red and white polka dot. So what I ended up doing was just doing a thin strip of black between the two, and I feel like it just really helps the white pop. So I'm so excited to be part of Erica's design team. And one of the benefits for you guys is that you get 15% off your orders if you use the code Melanie. And she not only has the cut files, but she has also a bunch of beautiful collections. So all her shop information will be listed down below for you guys to go check out. Like I said, I'm just so very excited to be on this design team with so many wonderful women. It's my first one, and it's just been so much fun so far. So now that I have all the borders situated around my layout, I decided to jump into my title. And again, it takes forever to kind of piece it together, so I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, but my title is going to be That's Incredible. I just wanted obviously to go off that incredible theme because we met Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, and I just thought it was so much fun. So I did end up adding that in a white alpha just in the center there. And then I decided to go ahead and pop up the cut file and everything on it with foam tape. I did not add foam tape to the heart because I did end up adding it, if you remember, between the acetate and the paper. So that already kind of was popped up itself. But I am still using the foam tape from scrapbook.com. It is a good quality, but I think I honestly am going to go back to the Dollar Tree foam tape. So if I can find it, I guess. But again, it is a great quality, I think. So I am going to add that. Embellishing this layout didn't take very long. With the cut file as it is, with the shaker pockets and the pattern papers, it's just so busy as is, and so I didn't want to over embellish this layout. I did end up using just the same Echo Park, I think it's Magical Adventure maybe, collection. It is definitely an older one. I don't think I've been able to find it anywhere anymore. I have been kind of collecting and hoarding Disney, waiting for this trip. Or a trip. It wasn't even planned when I was collecting and hoarding. So on the top left, I thought those flags looked cute. Not too busy, but just enough of, you know, an embellishment. And then I added that word magic and hung that over the edge just a little bit. And ended up adding a second one. I did have to add a small piece of foam tape to that because it is hanging off the edge and the cut file is popped up on foam tape. I am using the Bella Boulevard, like, I don't even know what they're called, but they're the hearts and flowers and stars. I just recently got those from scrapbook.com as well. And lucky for me, I got the black and the red, and so it was perfect for this layout. So I did add one of those to that top left cluster, but then also my title too. In that oval, I did just add a bunch of balloons. It was like the perfect size and shape, and so I added that there. I had this little Mickey cut out from some dies that I got at that expo as well, and so I just added him to the bottom left. And I'm going to add a red heart to that, and so you kind of have all three colors of the Incredibles in that bubble at the bottom. And then I decided to add to the actual white background just some hearts at the top. I felt like it was kind of open up there, and so I filled in that little space with those hearts. And then I just have a couple of other embellishments. I am kind of doing the same thing on this bottom, like that ticket shape there with the flags and then a saying. And again, I'm going to hang that off of the edge of the cut file as well. Again, just trying to incorporate all of those colors. So that yellow one was perfect for down there. And then I'm going to go in and add a black heart as well down there. And it's really coming together really nicely. There was a yellow heart, thank goodness, because I didn't buy the Bella Boulevard yellow hearts. But that was on the sticker sheet, and so I tucked that in at the top. And then kind of played around with the title and tried to see if this banner would work, and just didn't like the way that that looked. I am going to try the border sticker at the bottom as well. The problem is I used that tacky glue and it was so stuck that I would have really had to figure out how to trim it so it didn't hang over the edge. So I just decided to add a little red and white polka dotted bow, and I just felt like that kind of brought the title down a little bit, filled in that space really nicely without being too busy. And then I'm just going to play around with some hearts. Thought about adding one to the right of the title as well. Place it there, but don't actually love the way that it looks. And so I am going to end up taking that off. And I believe I just add a small red heart next to that black one on the left. But again, that is going to finish off this layout. I am so excited to be a part of this design team. Definitely check out Erica's shop. I will have everything listed down below. And don't forget to use the code Melanie to get 15% off your order. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.